Welcome to Crisis in Perception, where we examine the systems shaping our world, one book at a time. Today, we're diving into a huge question. Why do revolutions, started with the best of intentions, so often go completely wrong? And we'll see why George Orwell chose, of all things, a simple fable about farm animals to expose the dark, complicated mechanics of power.
So it all kicks off with this incredible dream. You've got this old boar, Old Major, and he paints a picture for the other animals on the farm. A vision of a world completely free from human oppression. A world run by animals, for animals, where everyone is equal. Sounds pretty good, right?
But this is the big, haunting question at the heart of the book, isn't it? How does something so idealistic turn into a total nightmare? You see, Orwell's story, it's not really just about a farm. It's this timeless warning about how power can rot a society from the inside out. So let's get into exactly how that happens.
The entire collapse of this revolution, it really boils down to one single core idea.
And here it is. This is the absolute key. A revolution fails the moment its leaders start to dismantle the very systems of truth and accountability. I mean, think about it. Once the people in charge get to decide what's true, they can control literally everything else. When facts don't matter anymore, when they're just flexible, well, freedom doesn't stand a chance. This right here is what unlocks the whole tragedy of Animal Farm.
So, the big question is, how did they pull it off? Let's break down the four main tools the pigs used to grab all the power and completely crush the original spirit of the revolution.
All right, tool number one, propaganda. You've got this pig, Squealer, who is an absolute master at this. He spins pure selfishness, like the pigs hoarding all the best food, and makes it sound like a noble sacrifice. Oh, we need this for our brain work, you see, it's for your sake. And then he pulls out the ultimate trump card, fear. You don't want Jones back, do you? And just like that, boom, dissent is silenced.
Next up, tool number two, rewriting history. And I mean this literally. The pigs don't just twist their words. They go back and physically change their most fundamental laws. Look at these subtle little additions. With sheets, without cause. It's so clever, right? They're not breaking the rules. Oh no, they're just clarifying them. It's a classic case of gaslighting that makes everyone else start to doubt what they remember. And before you know it, they're just accepting this new warped reality.
And this revisionism gets even more twisted. It becomes about character assassination. They take Snowball, who is one of the main heroes of the revolution, and they just systematically destroy his reputation. He's recast as a traitor, a secret agent, a scapegoat for every single thing that goes wrong on the farm. And that's a powerful lesson. If you can turn your heroes into villains, you can get away with absolutely anything.
Tool number three, pure brute force fear. When propaganda and lies aren't cutting it anymore, Napoleon just unleashes these vicious dogs he's been secretly training. This is a huge turning point in the story. This is the moment public debate dies. When they chase Snowball off the farm, the message is crystal clear. Step out of line, question the leadership, and you will be silenced. For good.
And the last tool, this one is maybe the most tragic of all. It's voluntary ignorance, and it's all embodied in Boxer, the horse. He's so strong, so loyal, his intentions are 100% pure. But his refusal to think critically, his blind faith, I will work harder, Napoleon is always right, that loyalty makes him the perfect tool for the pigs. His mottos actually become the fuel for the very regime that's exploiting him. And you see, these four tools, propaganda, revisionism, fear, and this willing ignorance, they all feed each other. It's a vicious cycle that just completely dissolves any sense of reality.
Okay, let's try to tie all this together with a simple metaphor to make it really stick.
So imagine the ideals of a revolution. I like a clear, simple rule book, right? In Animal Farm, this is literally the case. They have the 7 commandments painted right on the side of the barn for everyone to see. It's a shared public truth.
In that rule book, its whole purpose is to create accountability. If a leader breaks a rule, it's right there in black and white. Everybody knows it, and that's how you keep power in check. But then, the new leaders start messing with it. Propaganda makes the rules seem confusing or open to interpretation. Historical revisionism literally changes the words on the page. And that threat of violence, the dogs, makes sure that no one is brave enough to say, hey, wait a minute, that's not what it said yesterday. And pretty soon, the rule book is totally worthless. It just means whatever the leaders say it means on any given day. Objective truth is gone, replaced by the whims of the powerful. And when that happens, accountability disappears. All you have left is raw power.
So, that brings us to the big question. This book was written decades ago about a very specific time in history.
Why on earth does it still feel so painfully relevant?
Well, it's because Animal Farm was never really just about one revolution. What Orwell did was give us a timeless blueprint, a sort of how-to guide for how idealism gets twisted into tyranny. He shows us that the very first thing to die under an authoritarian regime isn't a person, it's the idea of truth itself. And that's a lesson that is absolutely vital for every single generation.
And that leaves us with a pretty provocative question to chew on. Orwell's fable really forces us to look around at our own world and ask, who's writing the rules now? Who is shaping the stories we believe? And maybe most importantly, who benefits when words lose their meaning, when history is up for grabs, and when fear silences debate?
This has been a mini explainer on Animal Farm by George Orwell. Honestly, the real power comes from reading it yourself. It's a short book, but I promise you, its lessons will stick with you for a very, very long time. We encourage you to read the book or borrow it from your local library. For our full deep dive, follow the link in the description. Subscribe and comment with books you'd like us to explore next.